So usually Box Office Roundup is where we talk about what happened this previous weekend, but today's pretty interesting because we're actually going to be talking about the previous weekend and also a movie's weekend that is still over a month away. And that is due to the fact that Lion King is getting some early projections and they're pretty huge. Gentlemen, welcome back to Box Office Roundup, where we talk about what happened at the movies this previous weekend. So I'm going to start off by giving you guys the top 5 for this weekend. Starting off the list, we have got Aladdin. The general overall opinion of Aladdin just seems to be pretty good. Not great, but good. I did a review of the movie. You can check that out in the cards above. But I did generally think it was a pretty alright movie, and I did think it was better than I expected. Aladdin comes in at a little bit over $90 million, which is actually pretty good, all things considered. It's doing pretty well, so I don't know if it's a flop or a success. We just have to wait and see. It's only its first weekend, but it's at the #1 spot. At number 2 is John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, coming in at over $24 million. I did a movie review of that as well. I love the movie. A lot of other people did too. We talked about it in the last Box Office Roundup. It actually took the #1 spot from Avengers Endgame, which was actually pretty crazy. But speaking of Endgame, it's at the #3 spot right now. Still going at it, $16 million in its 5th weekend, mind you. 5th weekend. That is more than some movies make in their first weekend. Avengers Endgame is a little bit over $2,682,000,000 globally, and it has surpassed the $800 million mark domestically. I still think it has a ways to go before it catches The Force Awakens. I personally think it won't, but give it maybe another 2 or 3 weeks, and it could catch Avatar if it can stay in theaters that long. Pokemon Detective Pikachu comes in at over $13 million at the #4 spot, still in the top 5. I've heard generally positive things about it, but also things say that it's okay. It's not great, it's not bad, it's okay. We'll see where it ends up, but for now, it's at the #4 spot. And rounding off our top 5 is Brightburn, coming in at over $7 million, which is actually really good, considering it only had a $6 million budget. Brightburn follows the story of basically Superman but gone evil. That's basically what it is. If Superman was evil as a kid, that's basically what Brightburn is. Still have to wait and see. It has only a little bit more to go before it breaks even, which is crazy because it's just the first weekend. But yeah, Aladdin opened up and Brightburn opened up, both being in the top 5 this weekend. Now talking about The Lion King, which is actually getting some early predictions. Some saying that it's gonna fall somewhere between 180 million and 230 million, and then some, as in Disney's insiders, tracking it to go from 230, I believe, all the way up to 265 million. That is more than Infinity War's opening weekend. Infinity War made $257 million. #1 is obviously Endgame with $357 million. #3 is The Force Awakens. #4 is The Last Jedi. And then #5 is Jurassic World. It's gonna pass everything up until Endgame. It's gonna fall right underneath Endgame. And do I think it could? Yes, it has a very good chance of doing it. I love The Lion King. The first one, basically what I grew up with. I love The Lion King. I'm definitely gonna see Lion King opening day, possibly even opening night. But do I think it can beat Infinity War? It's a bit of a stretch. I'll say that. I mean, Infinity War, just like Endgame, was another culmination type of event. But can it beat it? It has a slight chance of doing it. It's definitely probably going to fall short, but I definitely think it can take that #3 spot. It can definitely beat 247 million. Can beat The Force Awakens. I think it can beat The Force Awakens. Infinity War is a bit of a stretch, but that's where I think The Lion King is going to end up. If it does beat it, great. I'm all for it. If it doesn't, great. I'm all for it. It doesn't really matter. I just want the movie to be awesome because I loved The Jungle Book, which was also directed by Jon Favreau. I loved Iron Man, which was also directed by Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau seems to be knowing what he's doing. So yeah, I'm really excited for that movie. Let me know what you think about this weekend's box office, as well as do you think Lion King is going to beat Infinity War's opening weekend in the comment section down below. And if you want more movie news, more box office roundups, make sure to let me know by smashing that like button to support the video, as well as hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any in the future. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.